Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out. Pleasure to be in the company of, well, there's so many words to describe the great Lennox Lewis, the legendary Lennox Lewis, given all the accolades you've achieved in the sport. I want to get straight into this, Lennox. A lot of people find or struggle to find the words for this fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. Were you surprised that you'd be actually upon the fight week and the fight be actually a day away?
Yeah, when they said that this was happening, I was like, really? Okay, I guess, I guess Jake has really gotten brave, and maybe he bit off more than he can chew in this fight, but is boxing a legitimate heavyweight, that's for sure. This guy's bigger than him, weighs more than him. He's 6'7" compared to him, his size. So he's fighting a giant.
You're probably one of the best minds, best people to go to in the heavyweight division for a read on someone. When you look at Jake Paul, when you've seen the video of him, when you see just him and look at him as an athlete, do you give him the credit as being a heavyweight fighter, someone who could contend within the division?
No, I don't. I think that he's taking a big chance. In fact, we should give it to him and say, hey, you've actually taken a big chance by stepping up to boxing Anthony Joshua. This guy's 6'7", weighs 250 pounds, and punches very hard. Now you're going to put your head on the block? Okay. It's a big chance you're taking, but I'll be here to commentate.
In your career, whether it be in the ring or inspiring, when you knew you had someone that was maybe more experienced than you, skilled than you, or had more power than you, how did you combat that? What do you do to overcome that hurdle?
I guess the thing to do is, if you have the qualifications, just go out there and try and knock the person out. There's too much of difference between both fighters. And like I said, Jake Paul has taken a real big risk. We've got to commend him for taking this risk. He's up against a giant, and this giant can punch hard. So, you got to watch out in there.
Is the risk on both sides maybe potentially greater, and we'll come to Jake more further in a second, but for Anthony Joshua, who has the accolades, but if he somehow wakes up the next day and he's on the end of a defeat, what's going to be said about him?
I don't think that'll happen, because he's looking for a big fight with Tyson Fury, and I don't think he would take that chance right now. So this chance is not a big chance for him. I think he knows that this guy is not really credible to be a heavyweight, to be in the ring with him, even to box with him. So I think he's looking at it like, okay, I'm gonna go out there. It's easy. It's like a sparring match. Soften him up in the first round and get rid of him in the second, third.
At what point do you think Anthony will suss out that he's not on his level? When as an active fighter, did you find that out?
Just when he gets hit. He's going to be hit by a real heavyweight. This man, knocked out Francis Ngannou with a 1-2. So I don't think Jake's got a better chin than Francis Ngannou.
The other risk on the other side of the coin is for Jake Paul, who, as far as we've seen, hasn't taken those shots, he's drafted in the likes of Lawrence Okoli and others, and he's been seen and spotted with a black eye, but we've not seen it for our own eyes as to whether he can take that punch. Do you worry about Jake and what he might suffer, considering the devastation Anthony Joshua's caused in his career?
Yeah, it only really takes one punch, and he has to make sure his chin is not there for that punch. I think it's a thing about breaking an opponent down. So Anthony Joshua has to go out there and try and break him down. What do I mean by break him down? Give him some body shots, give him some hooks, throw different combinations just to soften him up in the first round, and then in the next 2 rounds take him out. Because the longer that Jake Paul stays in there, the more fans he's gonna get. He's gonna say, "Oh, I went 5 rounds with Anthony Joshua," and boast about that. Well, you know what I mean? We don't want to give him anything to boast about.
Alex, I want to be direct about this, because I was speaking to Derek Chisora, and I said to him about the possibility that Anthony might carry Jake Paul a little bit. And Derek said, look, if that happens, we've got a expletive problem with boxing. Anthony Joshua should go straight in and get the job done. Is there any room for compassion? Is there any room for carrying? Is that something you would do in those shoes, or is it a case of he's got to go in there, get him out of there, otherwise he's going to face a lot of criticism?
Yeah, it's going to be a situation where Anthony's going to hurt him. We're going to see it. We're going to see Anthony hurt him. Now it's really how long are you going to survive, or how long are you going to allow him to survive? So, it's called that killer instinct, and every boxer has it. So when that happens, that's what's going to happen.
Do you ever lose that killer instinct? Do you feel that AJ might have lost the killer instinct?
No, not when it comes to a boxer that doesn't have a big name.
Jake's kind of holding on to that in Anthony Joshua's career. He's always had problems with smaller, faster fighters in the ilk of Andy Ruiz, in the ilk of Alexander Usyk. Now, two different type of fighters. Got to give respect to both of them and their skills. But is that a flaw in AJ's game you see that maybe Jake could exploit if he's going to have success?
No, I don't think he's going to have success anywhere in the fight. I think he's going to go in there, and once he gets hit and feel the power of a true heavyweight, then it's going to be a different fight.
If in your career you were offered this opportunity for the many millions that both fighters are going to make, would you have taken it?
I wouldn't take it before a major fight, but I would take it probably after I retire.
So do you feel some of the criticism maybe is unwarranted toward AJ? Some have written that he's wrecking his legacy taking in this fight. Do you feel that's not really a statement that should be made about AJ?
No, I don't think it's a good statement to make, because everybody knows that AJ is there for the money. This is an opportunity for him to get a lot of money for not doing anything. But it doesn't. We can't take him as a serious fighter, because you can't prepare for Tyson Fury boxing Jake Paul.
Is the moral of the story of this fight to be an influencer and make your following and come into boxing, or be a boxer and go the hard route and wait for an opportunity for an influencer to fight you?
You're gonna have to tell me that again. You lost me.
Is the moral of the story for this fight, because both these people are at the same juncture making the same millions amount of money, but completely different career paths. Right. Jake Paul from the influencer side, stepping into boxing. Anthony Joshua from the boxing side, waited for the opportunity and found himself in with an influencer. If you were starting again, would you be an influencer or would you be a boxer?
Oh, definitely a boxer. Definitely a boxer. I like to learn the right way and be a champion the proper way.
Speaking of champions who have gone the proper way, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, that's a fight now that's been discussed. We might finally see it happen in the ring, both of them. Who for you has the current best form? Who for you is closest to their peak?
Yeah, Tyson Fury has great boxing ability, and he's shown it time again. Got a great chin, and I think he's got the more boxer attitude going into the fight. I think where it comes to the power punching, Anthony Joshua's got a good power punch. So it's the power puncher up against the pugilist.
Anthony has taken himself to a new trainer in the form of Alexander Usyk's team. He's been searching and looking for answers. He's moved from Rob McCracken to Robert Garcia, Ben Davison, Derek James, now to Alexander Usyk's team. Do you think it's one, the right fit, and two, what do you think he's searching for?
I think he's searching for the right fit. I think the right fit, isn't there at the moment, and so he's searching for it. And it's difficult. Every boxer that looks for a trainer always finds it difficult. They have to find a good trainer that they can listen to, and that the trainer can teach them something. They can learn from that trainer, and they teach each other as well. So you got the communication has to be good as well between you and your trainer. So he's got to find somebody that he can communicate with, that can communicate good with him, and that he can learn from.
Are you surprised that AJ never knocked on your door?
No, not surprised. He's already had his trainers before me, so,
Last couple of quick things, just predictions for you. Can I get your prediction on that AJ Fury fight, and also Usyk is saying that he's going to take on Deontay Wilder. Your thoughts and prediction on that fight?
Interesting fight. I think there's other people he can box out there, but Deontay is like 6'7", he's tall, he's lanky, and Alexander Usyk has boxed big guys. He knows how to deal with big guys, and he beat Tyson Fury twice, and Tyson Fury beat Deontay twice. So I don't know what he's gonna get too much out of that fight.
And Fury AJ?
Fury AJ, I think that's what the British public want to see. We want to see that fight. I think Fury's a better boxer in that fight, but Anthony Joshua's got the power punch, the good 1-2 right hand.
Lennox, pleasure. Great to speak to you for the first time. Looking forward to seeing you on the broadcast as well for Netflix. Great mind for the fight as well too, and hopefully more heavyweight fights as well. Thank you so much for speaking to Seconds Out, sir. Pleasure.